The aesthetic look of an event poster is directly proportional to how you play with the elements on the project. It's Mikky again from Caesar Graphics. Welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to be teaching you guys how to achieve an abstract party poster. Now the good thing about this tutorial is you can use the concept from this tutorial to achieve any party event poster. You can also use it for your church Thanksgiving service artwork. I'm sure you're going to enjoy every bit of this tutorial. Then if you need the exercise file, simply make use of the link in the description section of this video. So sit back, relax, and keep watching. Now I'm going to create a new document. So I'm going to click on File and I'm going to select New. So my width is going to be 900 by 900. All right, and I'm going to call this Epic Night. Let's just call it Epic Night. Okay, yes, my resolution is going to be 72. Color mode is going to be RGB, and my background content is going to be on custom, and I'll leave every other settings the way they are, and I'm going to select the create button. Now for those of you that don't know why we're using this frame size, my plan is to post this on my Instagram page. So I'm using the Instagram square size for this project. Okay, so I'm going to drag the background image in now. So I already created the background for you guys. Okay, so I'm giving it to you guys free. So I'm going to make this big, and I'm going to hit the enter key on my keyboard, and then I'm going to drag my tear of paper effect image in now, and I'm going to rotate it this way, and this should be somewhere here like so. All right, I'm going to hit the enter key. Then I'm going to make a copy of this, and I'll hit the free transform on this, and then I'm going to rotate this. All right, and this should be here. So my plan, what I had in mind, is to put the logo here. All right, so I'm going to just use the up and down arrow key to adjust this a bit. Let's just make a copy of this again. So I'm going to make a copy of this, and this time let's use this. So this should come out here like so, and I'm going to hit the free transform on it, and this should go this way, and this should be somewhere here, and I'm going to hit the enter key. Okay, and we have 1, 2, and 3. Yeah, so then I'm going to drag my other image in, and this should be here. All right, yeah, I like the fact that this is under this paper, tear of paper image here. So I'm going to move this. I'm going to rotate this a bit, and this should be here. That's good. And I'm going to make a copy of this again, and I'm going to activate the free transform on this and just position this here. So this should be here. So this is good. So I'm going to make a copy of this again, and this should be above all the layers, and I'm going to activate the free transform on this and then rotate this way, and this should be here. Okay, beautiful. So so what I'm going to do now is to start putting the pictures of my characters. Yes, so the image of the characters are not cropped in the exercise file, but if you want to learn how to crop images using the pen tool, I have a tutorial on my YouTube channel that will guide you on how to achieve that. I am going to drag the very first image in, and this should be here. All right, and I'm going to position this somewhere around here, and this should be, I'll just put this here for now. Yeah, and this should be here. So this should be here. I don't want people to see the body. All right, so then let's just move this up a bit. Nope. So it should be this. Move it up a bit, and I'm gonna activate the free transform and just rotate this a bit, and that should come down. So when you're doing this, avoid making it covering the face of your subject, because when you make it cover the face of your subject, it's going to affect the look of that character. Right, so don't make it get to this point. It's not good. Okay, so I'm just gonna move this here. I'm gonna move this a bit to this side like that. Yeah, this is good. Then for this, I'm going to move this also in, and this should follow. Yeah, this is good. So then I'm going to put my next image. So this is, I'm going to drag that and drop here. Okay, and this should be here. And I'm going to drag this somewhere around here. So we need to fix this. All right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to right click and select the layer, which is this. I'm going to select this tier of paper layer, and I'm going to use the magic word tool to select the color from that image. All right, because we need to crop the body of this subject out, because it's touching this dude here and it's not helping the project at all. I'm going to select the layer of my character here. So I'm going to add the layer marks to the layer of my subject here. All right, and this is what we have, and this is beautiful. So the last image, I'm going to drag that and drop here, and this should be here. I'm going to hit the enter key, and this should be here. All right, so this is good. So make sure you're on the move tool. All right, so I'm going to move this somewhere here. Okay, and yeah, so I'm going to make the same move again. I'm going to hide this and select the magic wand to make sure you're on the layer of this tier of paper image here, and I'm going to select to create a marquee of that solid part of the image and make this visible, and then I'm going to add a layer mask to this, and then we have this. So now what we're going to do is to now work on the color on the face of our subject, because if you look at this character here, you know, the picture looks darker than these two images here. That's another thing you need to watch out for when working on images that you know you're using characters. Make sure you adjust the brightness on their faces to make it blend. All right, make it blend with the other images on the project. Even if we don't have too many if it's just one picture you're using on the project, I would advise you to still find ways to help the picture come out better on the project. So now, because this is looking too dark, I'm going to use levels here to brighten it, because the strength of the shadow on the subject here is too strong. All right, it's too heavy. So is level I'm going to use to fix that. So I'm going to move this from here to this side like so, and I'm going to use this also to do that. Now you see we're beginning to see the details on the face of our subject. All right, so I'm going to move this to this side. So what I'm doing is, as I'm adjusting it, I'm also looking at the other two images to see the brightness on their faces. All right, now when you're using levels, most time you need to be careful not to over apply it to your image, because over applying it most time will make it look like the image is fading. Avoid over applying it to your image. Okay, so I'm going to move this to this side. Now I think right now I think I'm okay with this, because this is the before and this is the after. Now what I'm going to do now is to add a gradient map. All right, and I'm going to make sure that my gradient map is just on this dude here, and I'll go to the gradient editor. Then right here I have this gradient already created, and I'm going to show you guys the color code so you can also apply it to your project. So I'm going to double click on this. All right, and the color code for this is 190200. All right, I'm going to select the OK button, and for the location I have the location is 0 and the opacity is 100. So for this, my mid-tone slider here, I have D87500. All right, and I'm going to select the OK button. Our location here is 57. Our location is 57, and for the highlight, I'm going to click here. So the code is FFC47F. FFC47F, and I'm going to select the OK button, and my location here is set to 100, and I'm going to select the OK button. Then I'm going to change my blend mode here to soft light and reduce the soft light strength to this. All right, but another thing I always like to do, where helping the color on the face of my subject is concerned, is to reduce the hue a bit. I'm just going to push that down a bit like so. So let's see the before and after. Yeah, this is beautiful. I'm going to make a copy of this, and this should be on this my subject here, and I'm going to click to apply this to just only this dude here. All right, and I'm going to reduce the hue a bit. All right, to dial the color on the subject down a bit. So I'm going to make a copy of my gradient map again, and this time I'm just going to drag this down to here, and I'm going to click here to clip this, to apply this to just only the layer of my subject here. Then I'll add a hue saturation also to just reduce the a bit, and this is what we have. Then the other thing I'm going to do again is to add another gradient map, and this time I'm going to go to the gradient editor again, and I'm going to make sure I'm on this gradient here. Now for those of you that care to know the code of the color I have here, the code is 840000. I'm going to select the OK button, and I'm going to double click on the highlight slider, and we have FF1C1C. Then I'm going to select the OK button and hit the OK button again. So what we're going to do now is to blend this. Now the reason why we're doing this is because, you know, most time it's always good to create what I call unity when working on design project. So I want to still have, you know, touch of red on the face of my subject to, you know, help the flow of the color on the project. So I'm going to blend this by moving this slider down to this side, because I only want this to affect the shadow of my subject. So I'm going to move this to this side, and I'm going to hold on Alt to break the slider, and this should go here like so, and then this should come right here. So I'm going to reduce the opacity a bit, because I noticed that red is too much on the face of my subject, and I'm going to just reduce that right about here. And this is what we have. I think I like it this way. This is looking beautiful. So then other thing I'm going to do again here is to create noise, because if you look at the project, you know, we have this paper tear off effect on it. In order to create that flow of creating or making the connection on the element work well, is better we add noise to it to give it that paper you know, look and feel. So I'm going to hold on Alt and create a new layer by clicking on the new layer icon, and so then I'm going to call this noise. Okay, and I'll change my blend mode here to soft light, and I'll check the fill with soft light neutral color 50% gray option, and then I'm going to select the OK button. If you're used to my tutorial, I'm sure you know what I'm about to do next. So I'm going to go to noise and select add noise, and now I'm going to reduce my amount to, let's make it same, let us make it 11. 11 is fine, and I'm going to select the OK button. Now look at this, look at what the noise did to the project. It gave the project that paper feel, and I think I like it. All right, I'm sure you're enjoying this tutorial. If you have not subscribed, remember to hit the subscribe button, and remember to click the post notification bell so you get notified when I post my tutorials. If you enjoyed this video, kindly hit the like button, and also drop a comment in the comment box. Let me know what you like about this video. All right, so let's continue. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to just add some drama to my background here by just, you know, adding some text to make the background pop. So I'm going to type, I'm just going to type ET, all right, and I'm going to turn off cap here, and I'm going to use let's use mind blowing. All right, so I'm going to use mind blowing here, and I'm going to activate the free transform on this and make this real big. All right, I'm going to make it real big. Okay, and this should be here like so, and I'm going to reduce the opacity a bit like so. So I'm going to zoom out because I really want to make that text big. So I'm going to activate the free transform on it. I'm going to hold on Alt and make this big, and this should be here. All right, and I'm going to hit the enter key. Okay, then so I'm going to select the magic wand tool here and click on the solid part of this layer here. All right, but make sure you're on the right layer when you're doing this. All right, so I'm going to just click to add a marquee, and then I'm going to select the text layer and then add a layer mask to it, and then we have this. Then I'm going to make a copy of this again, and then I'm going to delete the layer mask, delete it, and this should be somewhere. I'm going to use my move tool, and I'm going to move this to somewhere around here like so. I'm going to zoom in, and I'm going to use the lasso tool to just draw a shape here like so. And I'm going to move this out, so I'm going to hold down shift and just add to this. and then I'm going to add layer mask to this. All right, so what I'm going to do is to hit Control I to reverse the mask, and then we have this. Okay, so let's make a copy of this one more time. All right, so this is going to be the last duplicate we're going to make on this. So I'm going to use my move tool to just move this down to right about here. And then we need to put everything here in a group. So I shift selected all the layers now, and I'm going to hit Control G on my keyboard, and I'll make a copy of this and right click and say convert to smart object. Now what I want to do now is to add more drama to the project. All right, I really want to give that details like adding contrast to the pixels, which is what part of what I believe will help the project here. So I'm going to go to filter and say sharpen, and I'm going to say smart sharpen. I do this a lot when working on a project like this. So let's see. So this amount here is too much, so I'm going to reduce it a bit. I'm using this here to see if my effect is fine. So I think I like it this way. So I'm just going to hit the OK button and see what we have. Now this is looking beautiful. All right, so one other thing I think I need to do again now is to select the brush tool, and I'm going to sample a color from here and hit the OK button. Then I'm going to change my blend mode here to screen, and I'm going to select the brush tool. All right, make sure you're on the brush tool now. I'm going to select the soft round brush now, and then I'm going to increase my brush size like that, and then I'm going to click once here and click once here, and just drag this out here like so. I'm able to just apply that here, just make that here, and this is beautiful. All right, so let's add our text. So I'm going to copy that from my exercise file here, change the color of this to white. All right, and I'm going to activate the free transform on this and make this real big. This should be here, and I'm going to copy my other text here, and now I'm going to use Gotham. I'm going to use Gotham Ultra Bold and make this cap. And then I'm going to activate the free transform and make this big. And this should be here. So I'm going to close the space between the letters, and I'm going to make the epic text a bit smaller. And this should be here. And this should be in here like so. So I'm going to select the magic wand tool and make sure I'm on this layer and just click here because I didn't want to cut out part of the title here. So I'm going to select this and hit the layer mask icon and see what we have. This is beautiful. All right, then I'm going to copy the dates. Hit Control A and add space between the rows. So I'm going to activate the free transform and make this bigger. And this should be here. And then paste it. And better still, let's use medium. Yeah, medium is fine. Yeah, this is good. All right, then I'm going to copy the name of the DJs. So I'm going to make a copy of this and I'll use that to put the DJs names. I'm going to copy that now. Yep, so I'm going to make a copy of this again. I'll move this here. Then I'll copy the time text and paste this here. This should be smaller. Make a copy of this again. I'll make the time 10 p.m. This should be a light text. I'll activate the free transform on this and make this bigger. And this should be here. Make this also big. So yeah, so this should move close to this. And this should move close to this. Let's see. Then now for my time here, I'm gonna make this yellow. Okay, so I'm gonna make this yellow. And for my DJ text here, I'm going to pick a color from here and make it brighter. So I'm going to shift select all the texts, all right, all the meeting details, and activate the free transform on this and make this real big. All right, make this big. This should be here. So for my text here, I'm thinking of moving this down. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to break the chain connecting the text layer with the layer mask and make sure I'm on the thumbnail of the text and move this down. Then I'm going to make sure this is right here like that. All right, it should be here. And for the epic text, I'm going to make that real big, and that should be here. Okay, should be here. Yeah, this is beautiful. All right, so for the websites, I'm going to copy that. It's okay. I'll move this up a bit. So make sure you're on the thumbnail of your text when moving this. Please always make sure you're on the thumbnail of the text. Okay, now the reason why you need to be on the thumbnail of the text is because if you are on the thumbnail of your layer mask, the text is not going to move. It will only move the layer mask because we have the chain off. Okay, but if you want the chain back, all right, what you can do is to just click in between the text icon and the layer mask icon to bring that back like so. So when you move the layer mask now, you move the text with it. Then I'm going to select the brush tool and make sure I'm on the brush settings here and choose some of my brushes here to just add drama to the text. So I'm just going to click here, and here like that to just make it like so. All right, it's good. Yeah, so we can even rotate the brush and just apply that here like that. And all right, so I'm going to add the logo. Okay, so I have the logo now, and this is the final project. Wow, I'm glad you made it to the end of this tutorial. If you have not subscribed, remember to hit the subscribe button and remember to click the post notification bell so you get notified when I post my tutorials. Share, like, and comment on this video, and if you're able to achieve any project with the help of this tutorial, simply post it on your Instagram page and remember to tag me. My Instagram handle is at Caesar Graphics, and I'll see you again in the next one. Peace.